the factory subframe. First step, jack up the car and take the wheels off. The car's jacked up. Looks like some solid jack standpoints. I mean, I haven't put an RX-7 up on jack stands in a long time. Wheels are off. I'm gonna take all the suspension parts out too, the brakes, get that powder coated, put some new rotors on. I'm gonna take off the rear subframe eventually too, because I have the 8.8 Ronin kit to put in. I don't want to show all my secrets, but this certainly hurt. This certainly helped to loosen up that screw. Alright, I need to get some documentation on how this fits, because it's coming off. And one day I'll need to know how to put it all back together. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Calipers I'll get powder coated purple, front and rear. I'm gonna start with the lower control arms. This nut and this nut, this bolt head are 17s. I use some Ugga Dugga to get the nut off. I'm gonna use a punch to get it out, the bolt. I got that bracket for the brake line too that can come out. So that'll be attached to the strut, which I want to replace with some HKS coilovers. That looks like a 12 millimeter. And I was right. You know, it's not often I'm wrong. I'm not trying to flex or nothing. Sorry, that was an English error. Not trying to flex or anything. On for the strut, I done unbolted that long time ago to start stripping away the engine bay. Let's see here. I can get the upper, the lower, which I'm working on now, off altogether with the hub, and maybe take that apart and see what I want to get powder coated and painted. So the tie rod, whatever, take that out, because I'll have to put a bump steer kit. So this whole piece will come off for the bump steer. So that can be disconnected. The sway bar can be disconnected. Maybe that can get powder coated. Nice black. That's the plan. Let's get them out. See what happens. The sway bar nut and bolt head are 14 millimeter. Okay, that's out. I'm going to take off the tie rod now. It was only 17. It's okay. I got the medicine. That's the difference. Alright, I got the components disconnected for the lower. And I'll get the ones for the upper. Then I'll be good to actually unbolt it off the subframe. So the subframe's coming out, but the subframe's basically coming out last. All the suspension's coming out first. Both sides. Alright, the upper hardware are 14 millimeter. In case anybody's out there and needs to know. Alright, upper hardware is out. Now I will disconnect them from the subframe. Okay, I know the nut is a 17. Looks like the bolt head is a 14. I'll go ahead and take both sides out, and this whole thing will be able to pull straight out. Well, just before, I could go ahead and pull this forward. Take the strut out. Come on. Now back to our program. Alright, all the hardware is out, and I'll give this a good yank and the whole thing is gonna fall down. Well, didn't even have to yank it. I gently pulled on it, it's not that heavy. It's cool. So we're able to get this stuff looking good and put back on later on. I'm gonna go a little bit out of order, and on that side, disconnect the sway bar and get that off completely. But pretty much after that, the same thing I did on both these sides. And this side I must have disconnected when I was taking the engine out for some reason. So I need to find what I did with this. I would have hoped to get the steering rack bolts out too, since that's attached to the subframe. Well, got both sides off. Now the subframe can come off, out, or whatever is the proper term. They keep the steering rack in place and try to clean up certain parts on it, just so I don't have to disconnect the shaft. I might as well do it, but probably won't, because I suck. I got an RX-7 and I suck. So the engine subframe itself is going to be a total of 3 17mm per side, so 6 altogether. Should be easy. That did it. But that's the whole front subframe and suspension removed. Oh, power steering still there. $13B ready for transport. That subframe worked better than a tire. Definitely gonna protect the oil pan. Well, that's locked in pretty good.